What's up, everybody? Gerard here from the 3T crew with our G1 Climax 30 Block B Night 12 review. Yeah, we're already in Night 12. Things are really heating up with the G1. I thought this was Block B's strongest performance yet from top to bottom in terms of match quality. I think every B block, you have one good match, maybe a couple bad ones or stinkers. But I think this one was really, really good across the board. If you want to keep up to date with everything 3T, check out our links below. All our social media channels, all our Pro Wrestling Tees links, and so much more. Check us out and support the 3T crew. Now let's jump into our review. We're starting off with Young Lion action as Gabriel Kidd defeats Yoha Uehara in the Young Lions Path to Dominance is what we're calling it. We've been calling it every night, so let's continue that mojo. He won with the double arm suplex and following a brainbuster. I like that he's showing a little bit more of a moveset going right now. He is doing pretty good stuff right now, and he's starting to show a little more of a cocky attitude to him. I think that's something you have to look out for. I still think Yota Tsuji is the one who's going to end up winning this, but it's clear that him and Gabriel Kidd are above and beyond Yoha right now. Now let's jump into B block with Yoshihashi versus Hiroki Goto, which was the opening match. They're both teammates as tag team champions, also as the part of Chaos, and as a never openweight 6-man tag team champions. So they have very intense, Yoshihashi brought it again. Like, he had a really good match, and he's had a really good tournament, which I don't think a lot of people expected from him who don't follow the product, but he's been improving a lot. Goto is very solid, and that's pretty much all you can say about Goto is that he's very solid in the ring. Against certain opponents, he'll have a better showing, and then against certain guys, he'll kind of wrestle down to them. Him and Yoshi, since they're tag team partners, was a little more intense. Goto wins. This means Yoshihashi is now mathematically eliminated from the tournament, joining Yujiro Takahashi in A block as the first two participants to be eliminated. But even though he's been eliminated, he still looks pretty damn good as opposed to he has in the past in the G1. Then we're jumping into our second match, which was like a comedy match between Toru Yano and Zack Sabre Jr. This was my match of the night. And you're going to think about, when I talk about these other matches, really, this was your match of the night? Really? Out of all the matches that happened? Yeah, this is my match of the night. I enjoyed it the most. Sabre Jr. and Toru Yano had a very fun match. They played off each other well, with Yano actually wrestling ZSJ for a little bit. The whole chair spot where he tied him with the chair and then he brought the chair back into the ring, and since Yano tied him, the referee was like, you brought a chair in. It was really entertaining. Check this one out if you like comedy wrestling. Toru Yano might be the best comedy wrestler outside of R-Truth in the world right now. You can quote me on that. I would love to see those two go at it, but Toru Yano loses to Zack Sabre Jr. They're still both in it, but I don't think either one will win it. But it was a pretty good match. I would check it out if I was you guys. Then they do their typical merch and clean the ring break due to COVID. And we jump right back into it with Kenta versus Sanada. This is must-win for both guys here. And our guy, the guy who I picked to win B block, Sanada, picks up the W in a pretty fun match. It's funny, every time he goes up for that moonsault, it's automatically he's missing it. It's sort of like the Ric Flair spot, where anytime Ric Flair jumped off the top, he always took that same bump where he got hit and flipped. That's essentially what Sanada's doing with the moonsault. There's a cool spot where Kenta brought the U.S. title briefcase and called a drop kick for it. Kenta looks like he's done almost out of the tournament. I think if he loses in his next match, he's mathematically eliminated, I think. If I got my math correct. Sanada's still in there. Sanada's still in there. I think he has 2 or 3 matches left to go in this tournament, and he still has a shot to win the block. It's crazy, but he still has a shot to win the block. I'm hoping he does, because I want to be right on my predictions. Now we jump into our co-main event. This one was, which probably a lot of people on Twitter and IG were talking about, including some of our friends, talked about this was their match tonight. The flamboyant Juice Robinson versus Tetsuya Naito. They played a lot off the juice, and then, when Naito goes like that, they played off that very well. With each other, kind of insulting each other's signature poses and stuff. The match was incredible. I mean, Juice Robinson, this is probably Juice Robinson's one of his better matches in New Japan. I would have put this match tonight. I just had a lot more entertainment factor from Yano and ZSJ for me. But this one was very enjoyable in its own right. If you want a wrestling match, a pure wrestling match, this was the best match of the night. So, Juice Robinson's an incredible babyface, and his stock's going up. Like I said, him, Yoshihashi, and Taichi probably have some of the best tournament stuff right now. But Juice did lose. He did kick out of 2 Destinos. The third one, I think, put him down, which is crazy. The second one he kicked out of, it was like 2.75 count, and he kicked out. I thought it was over, and he kicked out. It was incredible. Naito did taunt him at the end and stood over him and all that, but you gotta think maybe Naito got some more respect for Juice than he thought going in. Juice brought it in that match. Naito is above and beyond in the block right now. Key thing is his next match in the block is with Evil, so that's going to be very, very interesting, given the circumstances between them. You all know their history. Right now, it looks like Naito and Sanada and Evil look like they're pulling away. Tanahashi and Evil was our main event. By the way, Naito's, I think, the first one to hit 10 points in the block so far, I believe, across, I think, in terms of every one of the tournaments so far. So I think he's the points leader so far between both blocks. Now we got into our main event, Hiroshi Tanahashi versus Evil with the nefarious Dick Togo as his manager. Typical Evil match right now where they have a lot of they're building off the run-ins. They did a spot where they had the young lion Yota Tsuji, who is his senpai is Hiroshi Tanahashi. You know, the student-teacher relationship is very important in this match. Especially there's moments in this match where it kind of gets reflected, where Yota took the chair bump, the pile of chairs, took a snap suplex on it. That's just because he was there. And then later in the match, Dick Togo's trying to interfere. And out of character for what the young lion's supposed to do, they're supposed to be the mediators who are there. Yota grabbed Dick Togo and held him down for Tanahashi to come back. And it was just like, you know, even though he's a young lion and he has responsibilities, his relationship with his senpai was more important. I think that was very good. Tanahashi, this is probably Evil's best match of the tournament for me so far. Tanahashi took the L, which I'm not too happy about because he's a personal favorite of mine as well. But Evil gets to win. Evil versus Naito is going to be massive. I think Evil does win that one. And I believe Evil and Sanada is the last light of B Block. I believe. I don't think they fought yet. And I think that's going to decide who wins B Block. Evil and Sanada will be probably the final 2 right now. That's what's shaping up to be in B Block. Wow. LIJ, former LIJ going at it back to back. It's going to be incredible. But yeah, that's it for this episode. You know, Evil's sitting at 8 points. Sanada's is within punching distance of that now. At 6 points. It's going to go down to those 3, I believe, in this block. I mean, I don't know about Tanahashi is in there still as the 4th guy, but I think it's starting to separate themselves even more. Until next time, I think we have a day off now. You know, after 4 straight days of G1 action, we get a day off. We'll be back on, I think, probably Saturday or Sunday, guys. But until next time, this is Gerard from the 3T Crew signing off. See ya.